Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to SpeedGaming's coverage of the 2024 Random Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament. We do have fishing boot tracking today. There will be no commentary. We'll be featuring this run without commentary. This will be Zaruvyen versus Kintau, as you can see. They'll be starting here in a few moments, and we will get you off and running here. I hope you guys all enjoy the race, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Yes, chat, you are free to do the commentary yourselves.
What? Hello! Only 45 minutes into the race, but we're going to have some talking for the remainder. I'm Drossi, trying to get up to speed here. Other than, well, not surprisingly, Hitsuyan seems to be in the lead because he is an extremely scary runner, though Zaruvyen is now following him into Mire, so we will see how that all goes. I guess we will first see whether this extremely out of logic Mire cutscene yields anything. We have 0 small keys, and it yields a Sanctuary Heart. Okay, sure, why not? Ruby will find that the Bombos gets him in. Oh, wait, excuse me. Must have tracker eating inputs because clearly Hitsu has Quake as well. And just to avoid any confusion, the runner on the right, you can see in chat that his Twitch name is Hitsuyan, his Discord name is Kintau, which is what's displaying, but most of us know him by his Twitch name, so it's easier for me to just call him Hitsu. Okay, so we now have Green Pendant Desert. Also without the big key. We really haven't found many big keys. I mean, there's that lovely pod big key, which would be really nice if we had a hammer. Ah, okay, thanks, chat. So hammer on floating island. So hammer behind mirror. Lovely. Of course, we'll need the mirror for swamp regardless. And in fact, we have a swamp small, so the mirror will give us swamp, since we already have flippers and hookshot. And was that the desert small in desert big? What the heck is it doing there? And there's a Burnacane on the right side of desert, our first invincibility item. So that will put Spike Cave in logic once we get the mirror to get the hammer. Honestly, if we're going up the mountain to get the hammer, we probably do want to check Spike Cave. Okay, so Ruby going down and getting that mirror. He has not yet done right side. He is going for the back, so he must also have the big key. Unless he doesn't realize he just got the small key and is trying to steal it. No, he must have the big key as well. Yeah, okay, now it's on the tracker. Got it. So, of note, Hitsu did complete Thieves without the hammer, so... and we still don't have the Thieves Small, so Zaruvyen could put off Thieves until he gets the Thieves Small, and if that's the case, that could be an out for him, otherwise he's a little bit behind. Nice Ice Rod Landmo for Hitsu. And hey, with that mirror, we can go over and turn in the green pendant when we go to finish off Pod. Okay, Hitsu taking the mirror, going back around to check checkerboard, makes perfect sense. Zaruvyen will now do right side desert. Chat, where was Swamp Small that Hitsu has it and Ruby doesn't? Ah, Swamp, thank you. So Swamp Small was in Minor. So if Ruby does go in there... he could grab it, but he's fluting away. Not even gonna check checkerboard. That's kind of surprising that he wouldn't check checkerboard, but... I guess the hammer is kind of a big deal, and he doesn't want to waste any time before getting it. But yeah, I expect Hitsu to rush Swamp and Pod in some order. And shoutouts to Fishing Boo for tracking both runners at the same time in 80 keys. That is not easy. So we have all our medallions that we will need. As Hitsu found out that TR is Bombos and Ruby's about to find that out. We don't have TR Big and we don't have Fire Rod, so dipping it probably isn't the best idea, but I don't know, maybe you dip it and just do a couple of checks to see. So there's Hitsu's hammer, and it looks like he is going to TR with that hammer. Of course, with the hook shot, we can do Hera while we're up here. So, does Zaruvyen follow Hitsu into... No, Zaruvyen is going for Ether Tablet and Hera, which we have not had access to because we only just got the mirror and the hammer. Okay, just a bit of money for each of our runners. But let's see what Hera has. We can do the basement if we want to spend time on cutscene. We cannot do the big chest. And Hitsu is continuing back in TR. He can get as far as Mimic Cave without the big key. And more junk on both sides. And Hitsu is out after Chomps. And he's over to Hera and Ether. So, this will be the first crystal of the game incoming at 57 minutes. Very nice two-strike Moldorm from Ruby. Yielding a Meyer Small. That actually will help Ruby with his routing if he goes in there. The difference between 0 Meyer Smalls and 1 Meyer Small is actually a bit, because you can go immediately to the left side and hit the switch if you come in with a small. And looks like we are going to see coffee break from both runners. We've seen this freezing on both sides. If it continues, I might have to relaunch. And it's not like either of them is streaming at 1080 and overwhelming the system either. And that's just a bunch of money in Hera Basement. As if we didn't have enough already. Did Ruby get himself stuck? Okay, he's unstuck. Or maybe he took an actual coffee break and wasn't quite back in time. And Ruby is ignoring TR altogether, which is just as well because the 2 checks Hitsu did were junk. He is taking that Cane of Burna to Spike Cave. And just more cash, so a whole lot of nothing apart from the hammer on that trip to the mountain, but we did kind of need the hammer. And Ruby off to finish pod, and I assume turn in the green pendant while he's at it. Nope. He is going to Lake Hylia Island. Have we scouted this? Oh, second Meyer Small. Okay. And Ruby is actually gonna do ice. Where were the 2 ice smalls that Hitsu has both of them and Ruby has neither? Zero ice smalls isn't great. You really want 1 for routing purposes, but certainly doable on 0. And Hitsu also going to ice. Fully in logic for him. Ooh, Eastern Big Key, that's nice. So now we can finish off Pod and Eastern at the same time. Just do one big trip over there after we get out of ice. Ooh, silvers, nice. Okay, our tracker pointing out that Hitsu actually only has 1 ice small, but that plus Cane of Samaria still does put the entire dungeon in logic. Or I should say, that plus Cane of Samaria plus Hook Shot puts the entire dungeon in logic. And of course the Big Key, but both runners have that. Which is nice because goodness knows what people have abandoned in Ice Palace Big Chest over the years. I believe I saw CT2 in there the other day. But hey, this was an Agassiz, so we don't have to worry about that. And, well, the Eastern Big is actually kind of a big deal. I'm absolutely expecting a Pod Eastern play from Zaruvyen. Hitsu may do Swamp. Movie giving Ice-T the love and respect it deserves, and it gives him another $300 because we didn't have enough money in this seed. And it looks like Hitsu is also going to do the Ice-T route. But yeah, whether you're on Tempered or Gold Sword, this should be a pretty straightforward Cold Stare fight, especially with Red Mail and all these hearts. And Ice is showing as a pendant, so that actually gives Hitsu full knowledge. Zaruvyen does not yet know that Thieves is the 3rd pendant. Actually, this gives Hitsu Ped. That's kind of interesting. Have we checked Ped yet? I'm guessing not. Ooh, and there's our 3rd TR small. We still don't have the big, but now we really just need TR big and Fire Rod to beat it as long as we skip Lava Chest. Hitsu has just enough magic to break the Cold Stare shell. Okay, I'm guessing this would be a flute to 5 for Ruby. Yep. Actually, barring something really crazy... Actually, no, yeah, okay. I was trying to think about, like, what we could possibly need in GT, and I guess since we don't have the big key, the worst-case scenario is Thieves Small in GT Basement, GT Big, and Thieves Big. But with any luck, GT Big will turn up, and we'll know that we won't need to touch GT Basement. Okay, so green pendant's nothing. It's just like flush with pod keys, so we're actually... Wait, says Zaruvyen has 4 pod smalls, but we're still missing 2 checks. Did he, like, unlock the door to Dark Maze or something? Oh, I see. So Zaruvyen is missing the big chest. Hey, there's our Thieves Town Small. So now we know that the only thing we can possibly need in GT Basement is if the GT Big Key is in GT Basement. Otherwise, we get to skip the whole thing. That'll also almost certainly draw Ruby to Thieves because he can beat it. And then, well, probably a Ped check for him. I don't know if Hitsu's gonna route over to Ped anytime soon before he has Fire Rod. But if I'm Ruby, I'm definitely thinking Thieves and Ped now. Though Ruby will still be a dungeon behind because I'm guessing while he's over doing Thieves, Hitsu will be doing Swamp. But yeah, Fire Rod is in Thieves' Big Chest. That could be a major out for Zaruvyen, or TR Big, or anything else we're still looking for. Meyer Big. Is that all we need? TR Big, Meyer Big, GT Big, and Fire Rod? Yay, Fire Shield! There is hope for Mirror. Oh, right. Ruby never turned in the green pendant, so lovely piece of heart we're about to get. So that is dungeon number 6 for Hitsuyan, as Zaruvyen works on dungeon number 6. As I expected, Hitsu on his way to Swamp. But as Ruby is now heading to the back of Thieves, we will find out shortly whether this Thieves Big Chest has something that's going to swing the race, or if it's just a whole lot of junk. And of course it freezes. This is going to be our first check of Bombos, though, on the right. Nothing on Bombos. Okay, pardon me while I VOD scrub to see what was in the big chest here. Just 10 arrows, so... Hitsu did not miss anything by doing Thieves without the hammer and small key. And we see the bug net in Swamp. But what will Ruby do now? The small key for Swamp is in Mire. We don't have a big key to finish Mire. We don't have a fire rod to finish Skull Woods. We don't have a big key for TR. You gotta start doing some unpleasant checks. We can do overworld mirror checks. Looks like we are, in fact, going to do Smith Chain. Oh great, both of them frozen at once. At some point when they're cleaning up each other's checks, I'll refresh and hopefully that'll handle the freezing. Ooh, another pod small. And there's Cape on left side Swamp. I don't know if we've scouted Bumper Ledge yet. Ruby realizes, oh, I have powder. I should do Magic Bat rather than fluting away. Good thing the bird can't pluck you out of the hole the way a Wallmaster can before Moth. And that is the Mire Big, so that had better take Ruby to Mire, where he will get the Swamp Small, and should be well on his way. So now the question is, when will Hitsu do Smith Chain? Oh, we must have gotten Fire Rod in Hammer Pegs. Because he's going to the back of Skullwood, so we must have Fire Rod, and we missed Hammer Pegs while his stream was frozen. Is that a Skullwood Small in Bridge Chest? A vanilla Skullwood Small? Ooh, one puff short of... But Hitsu does take down Argus with a single silver for a small key to GT. The second one is really only useful if we need to start scouring the basement for the big key, otherwise it doesn't matter. Very nice moth fight from Zaruvyen, only 2 spike tiles out. But it looks like Hitsuyan is right on Zaruvyen's tail with going to the Smith Chain area. So we should get confirmation that it's Hammer Pegs that was the Fire Rod. And here's our Ped check, which at this point, really all we could use is TR Big and GT Big. Red Boomerang, not getting it. So this is going to position Hitsuyan pretty well, as long as he remembers to do Magic Bat. And okay, confirmation, Fire Rod in Hammer Pegs. Because, yeah, Zaruvyen just did the 2 checks in Mire that were in Logic with 0 small keys. And now he's going to do everything else. Hitsu did some of the out-of-logic checks. Zaruvyen could save himself time if he skips the Sank Heart in cutscene, but he doesn't know that. Ah, that's where the Ice Small was. Okay. Now we're back in Logic. The question is, if you're Zaruvyen, do you feel behind enough that you skip Mire cutscene? And there's the Swamp Small, okay. I've never seen someone use a Samaria block to block the Fire Snake like that. And this will be our first look at Mire Big Chest. And hey, Purple Chest was the single arrow, so Ruby saved himself some time skipping that. There's Mushroom in Mire Big. Interesting. One more fetch quest to add to the list. Have to imagine Hitsu checks that before going to the basement. Silvers are gonna make the Viddy fight a joke. Silvers and Buttersword. Okay, after we see what Viddy has, I'm going to refresh the drawing app, because then we'll assume that Zaruvyen goes to Swamp and Hitsu goes to the back of Skull Woods. Two silvers to the big eye. Down goes Viddy. For the big key to TR. Okay. That's progress. I still think if you're Zaruvyen, you do Swamp now and then hope that the GT Big just turns up along the way and you can just make a single mountain climb. Likewise, Hitsu, I assume, will still go to Skull Woods so that he can hope to only do one mountain climb. Or one more mountain climb. Oh! Ruvy's doing Pyramid Fairy. Okay, this is new information. Or, no, he's probably doing Swamp still. Never mind. I wonder if Hitsu does Pyramid Fairy, though. I guess I should see what he does before we launch anything. Because this is our second 5-6. So where was the book? Because I missed that part, but it seems like the book was the key to this, because that unlocked the mirror, which unlocked the hammer, and that helped us get a series of big keys, among other things. Okay, Hitsu's doing Skull Woods. I'm gonna relaunch. Please hang on. Things will go dark. And we are back. Just giving it a little bit to catch up with the buffering. Once it has a decent buffer, we will see the runners going again. There we go. So Ruby skipping. That was a little bit surprising. We don't have GT Big, do we? I'm just, like, I'm not surprised you'd skip left side Swamp when you're only GT Big from Go Mode. I am surprised you'd skip Waterfall Chest. But we're going to be really close climbing up the mountain and going into TR. And then it's a question of what does Zaruvyen skip, because Hitsuyan did already make 2 checks in TR. And Zaruvyen has not been in there. Nothing else, there'll be a time difference just for Zaruvyen to open TR, because that's a bit of a cutscene. Nice Argus takedown. Hitsu having a bit of trouble with Moth here. Moth just not cooperating. There we go. So we know, since Hitsuyan full cleared Swamp, that GT Big is not there, so go moding Swamp does not hurt Zaruvyen. So, oh, Hitsu doing the mushroom turn-in, which Zaruvyen is also skipping. So if this is GT Big Key, it's GG, otherwise we have a race. This is not GT Big Key, we have a race. Again, Zaruvyen is slightly ahead, but he's going to give some time back because he needs to open TR, which Hitsuyan's already done. And then there's Compass Chest and Chain Chomps, and it's an interesting question with the skip Zaruvyen made in Swamp. Is he gonna go mode part of TR as well? I expect Hitsu to be thorough. I feel like you don't want to go mode TR, that you want to hope the GT Big's here and you don't need to touch the basement of GT. We do have 13 items here, including Mimic Cave. But Zaruvyen is saying goodbye forever to the front of TR. I don't know, maybe he goes back in after he beats Trinex if he hasn't found GT Big. Maybe he forgot he doesn't have GT Big. I'm just gonna make sure that he doesn't... No, his tracker lists GT Big. I'm gonna have to scrub his VOD and see where that showed up on his tracker. Did he get it, or did he mistrack it? I just checked his stream. Might have been at some point where he froze, but I don't know what he did that Hitsu didn't. Was it on Zora? It looks like it was on Zora. Wow, yeah, I just scrubbed the VOD. GT Big Key was on Zora. This explains why Hitsuyan has more money than Zaruvyen. I guess there must have been a freeze around them, but yeah. Zaruvyen got that at about the 18-minute mark. Yeah, sorry for the double name. If you see the Twitch name, our runner on the right is Hitsuyan. His Discord name is Kintau. Most of us know him by his Twitch name. Oh, there's Hera Big sitting in Mimic Cave. So, wow, who knew an 18-minute Zora check would decide this race? Also kind of crazy with how thorough Hitsuyan has been in general. Is that just part of his meta? He's one of those runners who just doesn't do Zora? Well, we're gonna have a nice quick GT climb and a Ganon fight. Always feels nice in an 80 key seed when you are in go mode by the time you hit GT and can just pretend the basement doesn't exist. So yeah, I guess TR big on Vidi was Zaruvyen's go mode. It was nice to find your go mode on a boss. And yes, again, shoutouts to Fishing Boo, who is tracking both runners single-handedly in a key sanity mode. And we had all that freezing. On the bright side, relaunching does seem to have fixed the freezing. Let's see if these runners have put any other games on the schedule. This is, of course, game 1 in a best of 3. The match note, by the way, for this game is, I don't belong here. I'm in danger. Groovy. Now imagine that with a Ralph Wiggum voice. But yeah, they have not scheduled their remaining matches, so I don't know if game 2 will be cross-hunt and then game 3, if necessary, open, or the other way around. So going back for the fire-locked side of Turtle Rock, but he's not going to find what he's looking for here. This could be bad. I mean, it would take something major for Zaruvyen not to win this regardless, but Hitsu's probably gone a full clear GT basement looking for the big key. I don't even know what Hitsuyan could find in GT Basement. Ether? Shovel? Oh, there's the Swamp Big, yay. And down goes Agate 2 for Zaruvyen. Ooh, Mirror Shield, and we are disrespecting it. Down into Ganon we go. This should be a sub 140, which is a really nice time for 80 keys. Kind of funny, Ruby playing games with the hookshot, because of course, with the Butter Sword, you only have to hit Ganon 6 times in each of the first 2 phases, so he had plenty of time left over to watch Phase 2 play out. Oops, got a silver misfire. Ruby's probably nervous as all heck, realizing that he is not seeing Hitsu's dot done in the race room. Suddenly realizing he actually has a chance here. And get your GG's in for Zaruvyen, taking game 1 in this best of 3. And he finishes with an official race time of 1:38:38. Followed almost immediately by the forfeit from Hitsuyan. So we'll see if we can get an interview here. And we are joined by our winner, Zaruvyen. GG, buddy.
Well, let's try that with the mic not muted. GG. GG to Hitsu. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, we had to deal with intermittent freezing streams from both of you, so we didn't actually see you get the GT big key, and then it was like,
so for
wait a
everyone,
minute,
it was
why
a
is he
mystery.
go-moding Swamp? That seems awfully cavalier.
Go-moding Swamp, go-moding TR. It's because Zora had the GT big key.
Yeah, because it looked like it was gonna be really close between the two of you when we thought you were both going to have to hunt for the GT big key, and then
Oh no.
oh yeah, Zaruvyen just got his go mode on Vidi, and Hitsu's still hunting for GT big.
But why do you think I didn't go to checkerboard? I hadn't checked checkerboard at that point either.
Well, I was more surprised you didn't go to checkerboard after Right Side Desert.
I made the call.
Okay.
I said I had other fish to fry, so I'm going to do checkerboard with the rest of Meyer later.
Well, you fried the big fish, and that was the important thing.
It seems that way. What am I doing here, Drossi?
I don't know. You just beat someone who's won the league 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, shout-outs to Hitsu. I gotta give some props to the opponent I was supposed to face in the last round. Julo currently doesn't have a way to play. That's really the only reason I'm here.
Because I know you and he have a cross keys rivalry going. So that
We've only played like 3 times.
Only.
3 times in 4 years? That's not a rivalry. Gotta give you a shout out too, because the entire time I knew I wasn't gonna have a voice, and well, you gave this race a voice. That's kind of cool on a Sunday afternoon, right before U.S. Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, I became available, saw that no one was on it, and figured I'd jump in and at least give half the race a voice.
Give Boo some love too. Boo's been tracking all tournament long.
Oh yes, and as we've said, Boo had to track both of you in Key Sanity while dealing with intermittent freezing on both of your streams.
Man, where do I get any time on Hitsu that isn't the GT Big Key? Any. Because I thought my early game was terrible. And my movement and my execution were just... You could tell I wasn't ready for the big screen today.
You were about a dungeon behind for a lot of it, I would say. I think staying, like, only doing the 2 checks in Mire that were in logic when you went in with no small keys wound up paying off because it kept you out of Swamp which Hitsu full cleared.
Ooh, okay, so getting into go mode Swamp is a big deal.
Yeah, so that made up a lot of your deficit. Ignoring the fact that you had the GT Big Key and he didn't.
I mean, I'm going back into Mire saying I can kill Vidi, but I'm not going to cutscene chest because I only have 2 keys. And I pull Swamp, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to find TR Big in Swamp, and then do Pyramid Fairy, and then Vidi just drops the MacGuffin, and you're like, oh.
Right.
All right, then, here's a free sub 100. Thanks, game.
Yeah, worked out. Despite being an Agaseed and everything. And I saw you said that you last located CT2.
Yo, shoutouts to triple dipping CT in an Agaseed and 80 keys. What on God's earth is that? Come on, I've never seen anyone do that, and here I am with it.
I mean, you never know. Oh yeah, Chad also remarking you never went back to Pod Big Chest. That was another skip that saved you a little bit of time. And
So when I had gone back to Pod, I did Pod Eastern with both big keys. I said I have 4 keys to Pod. I'm going to kill Helma, and if absolutely necessary, we will come back for Big Chest and Harmless Hellway together. And that would be trending towards last location with the amount of other stuff I had to do in the world. So I just played like which is the bigger fish kind of game, as you do with 80 keys, based on what you have at any given time.
Right, and if Hitsu had done Zora around when you did Zora, this would have been a really close race, and those skips would have really helped you along.
Just want to remind everybody that Zora's not in Logic without flippers or gloves, so what I did Zora is considered to be clown.
I mean, you were already checking Waterfall out of Logic. But I also get it in an Agaseed. You're looking for anything, even stuff out of Logic, that might get you Dark World access and not have to beat Aga right off the bat.
The big one on my mind at that point was, I want the Eastern big key. I don't want to come back to Eastern if I can help it. And then, of course, you're going to Eastern anyway, because you've already single-dipped Castle Tower to get your lamp to go to get your Castle Tower key to go to Aga. Oof.
Yeah, now I'm trying to remember where that Eastern big was, because I remember Ice, right?
I want to say so. I want to say it was somewhere in Ice, and that made me, with the pot big already in hand, decide I'm doing these together right now.
Yeah.
That's why
you guys were in Ice at the same time, by the way.
Okay.
But Hitsu was up a dungeon at that point.
What did he have on me that I didn't have? He did Thieves, probably,
Thieves.
right? Yeah,
yeah, he did
I
Thieves
waited for
early.
the small key to Thieves. I found it 6 key locked. I said, what if this is like a Meyer or TR big? And I said, cool. And then it's just...
Right, totally reasonable.
Okay. I mean, getting the Fire Rod right after Thieves kind of makes it not as bad.
Yeah, no, that worked out great for you, because then when you got the Thieves Small, you went back, you did Smith Chain, got Fire Rod and Meyer Big, and, you know, that was perfect. And then you decided not to do Purple Chest, which again saved you some time.
No Purple, no K45, no Bombo's Tablet, no Checkerboard, no North Dark World, no Mushroom Turn-In. And I think the most important one here is, didn't get suckered into going into TR.
Yeah.
You have
I mean, Hitsu only did 2 checks in TR.
No, you have everything that you can go all the way to Mimic Cave without the big key. And if you find some stuff, cool. And if you don't, well, then you're probably making the play that's going to lose you the game.
Right. Well, Hitsu was kind of in between. He did Compass Chest and Chomps, but didn't go any further down the rabbit hole. So it didn't cost him a huge amount.
Yeah. I mean, Hitsu's a really... oh, gosh. I saw this matchup in the bracket before I even got to talk to Julo. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a quick tourney for me. And then here I am, and we're talking about I got to flip the coin now.
Yeah. Do you know what's the Game 2 versus Game 3 mode?
I mean, I feel like it only makes sense to call Cross Hunt into Hitsu, but well, think about it, and when we get it scheduled, we'll see what happens. Because you never know, you might just throw it into Game 3 just for dramatic sake, and you can always open a can of worms in open and just find the MacGuffin, like in an Ice Rod hunt, for example, and just get there. But I got to assess that and see what we're available for before we can even talk about what mode we're playing.
Yeah, and you still have a full week to play out the rest of this round. Round 1 only finished today. The last round 1 match was a couple of hours ago.
And I did see parts of that game, which, you know, it goes to show, like, some of our games get done, like, real fast, and some of them, they're worth waiting for, to be completely honest with you. If you can see some content between 2 really talented runners, then sit in and grab some popcorn, have a good time.
Yeah, and, I mean, I've looked at the brackets. This round of 32 is, like, quality matchups across the board. I know you would say that this isn't a quality matchup, except, well, you just took a game.
Like, let's be honest, I came off the bench cold. It showed. It absolutely showed in the early parts of this game. But, again, GG to Hitsu, massive respect. If it was literally Zora that called the game, then that's what I talk about in cross keys. It's one location.
Yeah.
One location can kill an entrance run, an open run. Same is true in 80 keys. So in a vacuum, the two of us are probably duking it out, and he's at the podium, and I'm sitting back here sulking. But I will take a win where I don't think I deserve a win.
Because you were on Argus at the same time that he was on Moth, and that was both of your last dungeons outside of TR.
Oh god, that sounds neck and neck. Crazy.
He had a rough Moth fight, so you were actually most of the way to the TR entrance by the time he was fluting to 1. But yeah, it was really close, and if he had done Zora area, maybe add a minute for him to do that, but then, okay, you have like a minute lead on him and have to out-execute him to keep that lead.
And my Lemo 2 shows you that was probably not going to happen. So yeah, thanks for calling this one, Drosy. Thank you, Fishing Boo, for being a tracker all tournament long. Whether there are voices or not, you've been hanging in there. Getting these midday games, mid-evening games, depending on your time zone. It's fantastic. Lots of tournament races going on still. It's round of 32. So in theory, there's anywhere from 64 to 96 games to watch. So.
Yep. Though a couple of these matchups have already concluded.
I saw like one or two round 3 games on the schedule already.
Yeah. Maniacal and 2C are starting their round 3 matchup Tuesday night / Wednesday morning, depending where in the world you are.
That game is open. That's it. The broadcast time is 12:09 a.m. Eastern time, which means that is a Wednesday night game.
You mean a Tuesday night game?
Is it a Tuesday? It is a Tuesday night game. It's a Wednesday morning game.
Yeah. One way or the other.
It's a Tuesday night game. Remember, we're playing with a 10-minute delay. It's kind of weird.
Right.
We also have a top 32 game 3 coming up later this week between Flip Heel and Neo Muffins. That's going to be kind of cool. Because those are really good players, too.
Relevantly at the moment, we have going on SpeedGaming Main, which we will get you over to, a match between PH and Zelga Disan, which is less than half an hour in. That should be a pretty hype matchup. And Zelga only just finished his round 1, I think, yesterday, so this is their first round 2 matchup.
Okay, neat. It's the same mode as we were playing here. It's 80 keys boots. So have some fun with that one, because it's less than an hour in, looks like.
Yeah, and we've got Gilgamesh and Tyler Salt on comms. They're always a great pair.
It's 20 minutes in. Shush, don't mind me. I can't do math. Hey, Central Time Zone's a hell of a drug, okay?
Yeah. That's why the fortunate of us live in Eastern. You just abandoned us.
Listen, I had a reason, okay?
I know.
All right.
But anyway, GG again. Looking forward to the next match between you two.
Yeah, we'll talk. It'll probably be sometime next weekend, if not next week. Things are weird, so I got to see what Hitsu's available for, and then we'll figure out a mode in the background. You guys stay tuned.
Sounds good. Good luck. GG again to both of our runners. Give them a follow. Check out the schedule, which we will post in chat. And yeah, thank you all for watching, bearing with me as I got caught up on stuff mid-race. And we will send you over to SpeedGaming Main so you can watch that PH versus Zelga race. Catch y'all later.